held together by sound, vibration, and frequency. And I had a very interesting thought that I went to bed on last night. Yeah, and the thought was about, well, specifically for musicians, but it's for everyone. There's this basic, clear message that I want to share, and that is that it is extremely important in this world that, and especially in this day and age, that whatever is happening in this world that is not to our liking, we do not pour gasoline on it. And what I mean by that is, if somebody says all men are bad or all women are bitches and hoes or whatever, you can't be running around singing that shit, writing about that shit, talking about that shit like it's real. Because guess what? That's how many more bitches and hoes you come across. That's how many more raggedy ass men you come across that ain't no good, because you keep speaking it into existence. You collaborate with the collaborators. You collaborate with people who are reciting crap over and over and over again, and their songs continuously speak about the continual message of how horrible things are. I'm not saying that we should ignore the bad things or pretend like they're not real. But the reason why they are there is because they became a thought, and they became a word, and then they were spoken and given life in the world. And the vision that I have as a musician is to build things with my songs. I want to build worlds and life and amazing things with my song. And I've been saying this for years. And I've struggled to bring it into being because, well, not so much, because I do the vocal sound healing and the music for vocal sound healing, but it's that I had in my mind that this was like really something magical, and that it was about using my voice to move elements and rocks, which is a thing as well. However, the real thing is that I'm building just by singing about the things that are beautiful and good that I want, or even not even, they don't have to be spoken words. They can be sounds that make up the ideas, because we could create languages. We could create whatever we want. But, we talk about the brutality. We talk about all these horrible things that are happening in the world. And then we become the victim of these things, even though maybe we ourselves personally might not have experienced it, or we know somebody who did. But either way, we want to tell that story by singing it. They hurt me. Woe is me, or all the poor little children, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? We are working with the very forces that are hurting us. We are working with the very forces that are destroying and that are causing all this turmoil. Just by collaborating, just by saying, look what he did. Oh my God, these people are so bad. They're everywhere. People are so bad. Oh my God, people this and people that. No. Here's what I have to say about people. People are amazing. People are beautiful. People are made of stardust. People are capable of greatness. Now, sounds easy, but it's not, because when you get mad, guess what happens? All the bad stuff comes out. I know, because I've lived that most of my life. So have you. But I realize now that everything I see around me is a result of what I've spoken, of what I've thought. I've created it with my words, singing after other people's songs. Somebody wrote a song, and now I'm singing the lyrics walking down the street. Just making more of it. And everywhere I look, I see more of it. And then I go to the cafe and sit and talk with my friends, and we talk about, oh my God, it's so bad. Yeah, all these things. Oh, it's just so terrible. Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. And guess what? Maybe not directly in my life. I experience good times and bad times because it's not all bad. You know, I don't speak all bad, but you get my point. So my challenge for all of you who are listening to this today or who will watch this at some point in time is to think about that. Just think about it, you know, and pay attention. You don't have to change it right away, but you know, I mean, I guess if you get the message and you realize it, you probably will change it right away because you'll realize, oh crap, every day I create more of this shit, the more shit shows up. So let me stop right now. But for those of you who have to think about it and say, is that true? Think about your own words and your own thoughts. Look at the past and look what has showed up all around you, not just in your own personal life, but all around you in the lives of the people around you. Think about the state of affairs in the world. Look at the newspaper. Read the newspaper. What does it say in there? And compare that to the vision that you see happening all over the world. The newspaper isn't saying, and the Gaza Strip and the benevolence of the good and blah, blah, blah. No, they're talking about all the horrible things and the terrorists and the this and the that and the destruction and the sadness. Yes, we report the news, of course. We're not talking about becoming robots or automatons. Now, that's a whole other subject that I'll get into because that is some deceptive shit right there. I'm going to say this. I'm going to throw this in there about that. But what are you meditating on? Meditation ain't just for sitting around with your head empty and going, everything is wonderful and good. No. Meditation is not for just pretending like the bad things don't exist and that you shouldn't do anything about it. And there are certain principles and philosophies in the New Age order. There are people who belong to that who try to get us to avoid taking responsibility and creating something. Instead, we empty our minds and walk away blindly past the things that are going wrong. And what I'm saying is that, not that you should do that, but when you see that, yes, you can help, but don't, oh my God, you poor thing, that terrible, terrible human, holy cow. No, begin to speak good over the life of the people who are suffering. That is what you can do responsibly. When you go into meditation, speak good over your life. Infuse yourself with all the beauty that you wish to see. And the more you do that every single day, the more you have these thoughts, the more you create your reality, the more you build it in your songs, in your words, in your everything, the more you will begin to, the stuff will start showing up around you. My own personal story with this is the trauma associated with the police brutality in this world. You know, I haven't personally had an experience. I have had encounters, but they didn't lead to anything bad. I was lucky. But in watching all the devastation that's going on and people being shot innocently, I couldn't even go to a street in my neighborhood and walk without thinking that I would be shot in the back. You know, just because I was walking down the street, because as you see, these stories don't include criminals. These stories include regular folk that are just doing their normal everyday things, and all of a sudden they find themselves dead, you know, going to job interviews, whatever, you know, thinking of having my house busted into and being shot, you know, going to the grocery store and people are looking at me because I'm black, you know, I mean. And so I said, you know what, I am so done having this experience, because guess what, this is not my story. This is not going to be my story, and it's not going to live inside my head anymore. So I decided to create, well, I have a mantra that I have created for myself to build my world the way that I want it, and I say it every single day. I've even made it into a song. And I have put out that everywhere I go, I will be treated like a goddess, because I am a goddess, you know. Everywhere I go, people will be kind to me, people will be respectful to me, people will pull out the red carpet. and I will walk down the street, and if I see officers of the law, they are going to walk up to me with respect. And if I go into the bank, the banker is going to treat me with respect. And when I talk on the phone with people, the people on the phone are going to talk to me with respect. And on the days when I have built this up and build, I'm walking down the street and complete strangers walk up to me and smile and say, hi. And I'm like, who in the heck are you? And I'm like, hey, great. And immediately I know that this is a result of me speaking life over myself. It's going to be difficult to move into this. Well, it's not going to be difficult, but I know that for many of you, it'll be challenging at the realization of this and the songs that we put on our playlist, on our heads, in our minds, that recite the horrible things over and over and over again, and that tell us that the world is evil and people are evil, and that they, whoever them and they is, the government or the Illuminati or whoever the fuck, they ain't got shit on us, you know. And that is the thing, is that if we all come together on one accord, and essentially I know this is why we don't, is because there is a force in this world. There is a force. There is a darker force and a lighter force. I'm not going to put an attachment to what each of these forces is, because I believe in balance, you know, and there is a season for everything. And when things are in balance, everything is in order. Okay? And if there's an overabundance of dark, then the light has to step up. And I think the light has fallen asleep, smoking all that ganja and ayahuasca. Yeah, they got the revelation, they got the vision, and then they put on some yoga pants and some tie-dye clothes and they went to the beach and they never came back, right? They're like, yeah, dude, okay, well, now there's a war. And the war is not that we have to pick up a weapon and go out and stand in the street with a picket sign. And if we're going to do that, we're not going to do it shouting and calling people names, because guess what we're doing? We're creating more and more of what we don't want. Imagine getting together to stand and picket on the street to overcome evil, and guess what we do? And we create more of it because we're standing there shouting, I don't want to say blasphemous. What is the word I'm looking for? We're shouting all these angry things at people. Oh, you son of a so-and-so, and you asshole, and you this. You know, this creates more of what we don't want. So, what we want to do is, we don't even have to be in the same room now, because we can all come together through our email and text messages. Today, all day, we're going to focus on this, and people are doing this everywhere, and that is why I talked about this in another video, on my gratitude video at Christmas time. The reason why we do have the beauty and the wonder that we have in the world is because the God force that is us comes together and we create this stuff, okay? So, you know, it's not rocket science. It's actually the most simplest thing in the whole wide world. It is a secret, of course, but it shouldn't be. We don't need to kill each other. We don't even need superheroes. All we have to do is start to know, oh my God, everything I'm thinking and doing is creating. We're not talking about creating a multi-million-dollar empire here. We're just talking about keeping ourselves safe, keeping our land healed. Earth is not going anywhere. I am sorry, I am not jumping on that boat. I'm not jumping on the global warming boat. I am not jumping on that boat with everybody. The earth is going. Why would you say that? Why would you prophesy doom and gloom and sit back and watch it? Hello? Well, we got to do something. Well, here, I'm going to tell you what you got to do. Stop saying that shit. Okay? Stop talking about it and start saying, the earth is beautiful and amazing. And when I look up at the sky, I see the beautiful sun in the day, or the clouds in the rain, depending on what day it is here in Seattle, Washington. I see birds, I see trees on mountains and stuff. Or you can say, it's nighttime and I see the stars. I saw the comets and the whatever's going over, you know, beautiful things. Create, build, go. You know, the earth is alive. And we are, just like we can heal our bodies with our sound and our energy force, we can do that. We can do that to earth. The earth is every day rejuvenating and healing itself. We are because we are a part of the earth. Now, please don't tell me that you don't know that, because we're all dirt and water, right? So, being that we are of earth, we're little clumps of dirt walking. And every step we take is a step that Mother Earth takes. Everything we do is this flowing cosmic dirt piles on planet Earth, moving with planet Earth. That means all the energy that we create and generate, that's Mother Earth. Thank God. I would have to say, you know, and this is once again not rocket science, but clearly that if things were as bad as everyone is trying to make them, we would all be half dead, starving, savages trying to kill and eat each other every single square inch of land that we're on. There would not be one, I would not be on this video with you right now, I'd be running for my life, okay? There is so much beauty all around us, and we're focusing on and talking about and reciting over and over and over and over again how, oh no, the earth is dying, oh the trees, oh the garbage, oh the whatever's. It's like, wow. And here's what I have to say to you. Think about this. Of the thousands of years that all of us humans have been on this earth, just think about this. Of all the thousands of years that human beings have been on this earth, all of our trash, our human waste, our feces, our blood, our guts and intestines, where in the hell is it? Why am I not swimming in the thousands and thousands and thousands of bodies of death that have died? Even now, all the trash that all the millions of people who live in this town, why am I not swimming in that? Where is it going? Tell me the secret, because I'm looking out right now, and based on the population here and the amount of garbage and human waste that we have, it should be out here on this water right now. It should be right here on this beach, and I should be wading through that if everything that these people are saying is true. You know, we look into outer space. We're not looking at gigantic ships filled with trash and garbage. So it's like we're reciting this stuff, but we're not even thinking about what we're saying. Everything is dying, all the earth caps and all the ice caps and blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? Those things are happening, but there may be a very good reason why. Like, earth is healing itself, and it's got to make some adjustments, just like we do. Either way, if that's what's happening, I would choose, if that's what's happening, and it means some destruction is going to take place as a result of it, I would choose not to add to whatever Earth has to do to adjust itself in accordance with its age. I would choose to say, and we are all a part of this, and we are creating the good things that we need to come from it. Do you want to stay alive? Do you want to continue to enjoy beautiful warm weather and snow and whatever else it is you love to do? Go skiing, so you want to go someplace where it's ski, you don't want the snow to melt? Well, then stop saying that. Talk about what you want and create it. And then find 100,000 other people to do the very same thing. And guess what? There's going to be a return of what you're asking for. Because guess what? You're part of the dirt that is Earth. That is the core. That is at the very core, the metal, everything. We are all of that. So, I think I have rambled on long enough talking about this. And I just want to say, because I have a number of musicians on my page, that, you know, when you're music, when you're riffing and you're doing all you do, when you're playing, let your instruments, let the energy of your body speak, shine, and speak about all that you want to see created in this earth. Not the anger, not the rage, but build. Your guitar is building a forest somewhere, and your guitar is playing the sound of what it is that happens when the seed hits the dirt and it begins to grow. Or your drum and your lyrics create a song that talks about how people are every day being healed from the food that they are eating, and how they are creating abundance on earth. And sometimes there are unutterable words that need to be spoken. And so, if you don't have words to say, you don't need to say them. You could just sound them out, moan them out, whatever. But keep in your mind this vision that you are building earth, life, beautiful things. You are maintaining the balance of this planet by speaking that which you would love to continue existing and living in. Fuck all the bullshit, all the stuff that's going on, so-and-so, and the government shutdown. No. No, 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 no. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody's telling you. You know, our job is to speak life, so that we may have it more abundantly, because the power of life and death is in the power of the tongue. That's in some book. Can't remember. I think some of you might know which one. But anyways, yeah. So I'm just saying, you know, we're not going to get any better if we don't start speaking better. And like I said, we don't have to go and join a picket line. We don't have to go kill anybody. We don't have to go war. We don't have to pick up a gun. Did I already say that? We don't have to do anything dangerous. We just have to speak when we go out. I'm creating life. I'm building up my body. I see my cells rejuvenated every second of the day. That cell is combating that disease. I see that cell absorbing the energy and eating it as food and becoming stronger. And my body is getting healed every day. And so is your body. And so is your body. And so is your body. So, yes, we will have to come against the soup of this world reality, which is generally negative, because that's what we've lived with all this time. But if there is a secret to life, I'd say that would be it. You know, you don't have to become a vegan or a vegetarian. You don't have to stop having a glass of wine every other day or whatever you do. You don't have to stop enjoying the beautiful things that humans are on this earth to do in order to create change. We just have to create. And the more we do that, the more benevolence we put in our mind to see what we want and to create it in the life around us, the more we will also, if we have abusive habits, if we have things that are destroying, if we do things, if we have habits that are destroying us, then we will also begin to adjust to our words. Just like magic. Kinda, you know, magic. I mean, it's not really magic, it's really science. Science. And I love magic. I love magic. I call myself a magician, but I realize the more of this I study, the more of this I do, the more I do realize it's 1 and 1 is 2. Cause, effect, reaction, cause, effect, reaction. science. So anyhow, Tamara has spoken for the day, and hopefully this inspires you or causes you to think about our wonderful, powerful voices and our powerful selves, our God selves, and how we're so amazing and how we're creating the entire world around us every day that we continue to live and exist. You have a part in this creation. So, Hakuna Matata, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you later.